When should you lower your house list price? Let's talk about that. But first, I want to show you something quick. It really matters who you go with. If you have an agent that tells you they're going to use their iPhone to take photos, be very wary. This one right here, I was looking at it for a client today or yesterday. I was taken aback. 5 total photos, which, come on, electrons are free. And then look, these are the actual photos of this house. Now, granted, they want $1.3 million for this house. It's not my listing, and shame on the agent that think this is okay. As a matter of fact, they're screenshots. See, look, this little tab here, I don't get it. It was almost like it's rented and she wasn't really allowed to take pictures, so she snuck pictures. And this one's blurry. Doesn't cost that much to have professional photos done. And this agent should have insisted that professional photos were taken before we put it on market. This is an awesome value for a 5 bedroom, 2.5 bath. However, it's not presented right. And I think it's going to be on market for quite a long time. It's only 5 days on market, but we'll see later on. When should you lower your home's listing price? It's a great question. First of all, I'm a huge advocate of listing it low, bringing in buyers, and letting the buyers set what the house is worth, because that's the best way to sell your house. Period. A buyer is not going to buy an overpriced house. I said this yesterday in one of my posts. Buyers know what your home is worth more than what you think your house is worth. They've gone to multiple homes. They know your area versus another area. They know your house compared to another house, and they're going to make the decision. And if your house is listed on market for over 15, 20, 30 days, the reason why your house is not selling is because of the price, or you have crappy pictures, period. If your house is worth 1.3 and you insist on listing it at 1.5, hoping to get 1.6, you're wasting your time, your agent's time, and you're wasting a lot of buyers' times. Because what's going to happen is they're going to come in and they're going to look at your house and compare it to all the other houses listed at around $1.5 million. And they're going to say, no. When you go and look at prices, take the time to look at 3 or 4 other houses in that price range, square footage with bedroom counts, etc., and be honest about it. Would you pay 1.6 for a house when it's really worth 1.3? Price is usually the reason why your home is still on the market, period, right? I have a consistent process. I do the same thing every time for all of my listings. I don't care if it's $800,000. I don't care if it's $8 million. It's always the same thing. I might do a couple extra little things for the big one, pay for more staging if that's something that we negotiate. However, it's the same process. I do the same marketing. I do the same 3D 360 dollhouse. I do the drone. I do everything. I market it. I do everything the same every time. So if your house isn't selling based on condition, location, and market, right? When to lower the price, they say 21 days. Originally it was listed at 1.4999, and then after 20, 30 days, they dropped it down to 9999. And guess what? It disappeared because the buyers came in and paid for what it's worth. But it was a mistake because they should have listed it at 1.2, 1.3 and let the buyers bid it up and be done with it. What to know about price cuts? No one wants to make a price reduction. If you list at 1.5 and drop it to 1 million, you're going to get a bunch of trollers. They're going to come in and offer 750 for a house that's worth 1.4, 1.5. Take your ego out of the race here for a second and just understand that pricing is very important. Maybe you reduced your price around 4%, but no more than 9% if your initial price is comparable to the market. And it's tricky right now because the market is contracting, especially since we're at the tail end of our selling season. I see a lot of houses sitting on market a lot longer, just a normal thing as we go into the summer. So just remember that. What you get for $2 million in Santa Clara County, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in San Jose, 1,200 square feet, $2 million. Remember its location, right? West Valley, so it's Saratoga area, right? If you're right against the freeway, your house isn't going to sell. Good luck with that one. First day on market. What you get for $1 million, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, less than 1,000 square feet in San Jose, $1 million for a 2-bedroom house, and it's close to the freeways. It's close to downtown. This really should have been listed at 800. First day on market, not much to see here. There you go. It's really tiny. I'd pass on that. This is updated for today, May 15th, and we have the April numbers in. And I didn't do this last week because I was out sailing for the last 2 weeks. So here you go. You can tell I have the sailor's beard and a little bit of a brownness on my forehead. Inventory is going down. Months of inventory is going down in certain places. Let's take a look at Santa Clara. Santa Clara is flattening out, but it's not going up or down. But other places like Napa are are sky high now. What's going on, Napa? They're overpriced for the area. And the only real industry in Napa is tourism and the wine country, second homes. People go up and buy houses for second homes there. Active number of homes versus months of inventory. And there you go. This is just Santa Clara County, single family homes only. And these are the cities, months of inventory, single family homes only. Everything's dropping for the most part, except for looks like Los Altos, but there you go. Months of inventory is coming down. Sorry about that. I just saw that little typo, but inventory is going up. So what we're seeing over the last month and a half is inventory is going up. Homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, and prices right now are staying stagnant because the rates are still at 7%. And we're hearing all this Doge stuff and tariff stuff and all this propaganda. But if you look at the stock market today, stock